Getted him with the right hand and his down. He was really nail with a right hand. It's up the 5 and 6. He not Jake Paul got hilariously clowned by Mike Tyson after a brutal KO in a sparring session. The dude was on cloud 9 after his win against Mike Perry, bragging all over the place that Tyson's loss was just around the corner. So Tyson, being the legend, he has challenged Jake to prove it before their actual fight, and guess what? Jake was kissing the mat in less than 2 minutes. The funniest part is the excuse Jake came up with after "we'll have you in stitches," and if you didn't hear about this sparring match, it's probably because Jake Paul tried to keep it under wraps, but hey, I got wind of it recently. This jaw-dropping moment happened when boxing titan Mike Tyson sparred with the ever-controversial Jake Paul, and boy did it end with a bang, a surprising KO that left everyone stunned. So why did this sparring session even happen? It's not every day you see a seasoned legend like Tyson go up against a YouTube star turned boxer like Jake. All for those not in the know, sparring sessions are essentially practice fights. They're a crucial part of a boxer's training regimen, a way to sharpen skills, test strategies, and get a real feel of the opponent without the stakes of an official match. Fighters spar to prepare, to learn, and sometimes to humble themselves. In this case, the session was more than just a training exercise. It was a collision of two vastly different worlds. Tyson with his decades of experience and raw power, and Jake Paul with his controversial rise to fame in the boxing scene. The motivations here were clear. Tyson wanted to see if Jake had what it takes, and Jake, well, he wanted to prove he could stand toe-to-toe with one of the greatest. Sparring is like getting a sneak peek into the actual fight. It's where boxers can assess their techniques, figure out their weaknesses, and build endurance. It's not just about throwing punches, it's about strategy, timing, and reading the opponent. For Jake, this was a golden opportunity to learn from a legend. For Tyson, it was a chance to gauge the young challenger's prowess. Then the moment came in a blink. Jake Paul found himself on the canvas. Yep, you heard that right. Jake Paul, the guy who's been making waves with his trash talk and social media antics, got caught instantly by Mike Tyson. The crowd was in shock. The internet went wild. How could this happen? Jake, who's been boasting about his victories and calling out big names, faced the harsh reality of stepping into the ring with a true heavyweight. This knockout wasn't just a physical defeat, it was a symbolic one. It was a stark reminder that experience and skill can trump bravado and hype. Mike Tyson didn't just knock out Jake Paul, he clowned him, showing the world that there's a significant gap between being a social media star and a seasoned fighter. And as I told you, Jake's excuse was absolutely hilarious. He never misses a chance to find an excuse when things don't go his way, and this time he's pointing to his recent bout with Mike Perry on July 20th, 2024. In true Jake Paul fashion, the YouTube star turned boxer quickly chalked up his less than stellar performance against Mike Tyson to the physical toll from his match against Perry. You guys are idiots, and these people are allowed to vote. Scary times for the United States of America. Let's rewind a bit. Just a few weeks before the infamous sparring session with Tyson, Jake Paul stepped into the ring with Mike Perry. The fight was as intense as you'd expect. Mike Perry, a seasoned MMA fighter turned boxer, didn't hold back, leaving Jake with a series of bruises and cuts. By the end of that fight, Jake looked like he'd gone through a meat grinder but managed to scrape out a win. It was a victory, but it came at a price, leaving him physically wrecked. Right before facing Tyson post-fight, Jake's condition was far from ideal for taking on someone like Mike Tyson. His body was still healing and he had visible bruises and cuts all over, as he himself said, "But I don't know, my arms are sore as today from all the punches, and well, you look great." This wasn't just a few scrapes. Jake was dealing with serious injuries that could majorly impact his performance, and boy did it show when Tyson sent him to the canvas. Now Mike Tyson, being the seasoned and strategic fighter he is, had actually warned Jake against taking the fight with Perry. Tyson's warning wasn't just friendly advice, it was grounded in the reality of boxing preparation. Yeah, Mike Tyson called and was like, "Hey, what are you doing? Mike Perry's a killer. We could jeopardize everything. The biggest fight of your career, the biggest payday of your career. And that's what makes this such a crazy fight. That's what puts the pressure on me. That's what raises the stakes." Tyson knew Jake had a much bigger match coming up, his scheduled fight against Tyson himself on November 15th, 2024. This was the kind of fight that demanded 100% focus and peak physical condition. Tyson, who's seen the rise and fall of many fighters, understood the importance of preserving your body for key matches. He advised Jake to skip the Perry fight and focus on preparing for their upcoming clash, but in classic Jake Paul style, that advice fell on deaf ears. Jake's response to Tyson's caution was dismissive, almost flippant. He bluntly said it was his choice to fight, and he wasn't going to sit around waiting for his bruises to heal. Jake's stubbornness and wreck attitude were on full display. He insisted he couldn't afford to waste time and was always ready to fight no matter the circumstances. This decision to ignore Tyson's seasoned advice shows a lot about Jake's approach to boxing. It's clear he values the immediate hype and attention over long-term strategy and career longevity. And if you think Jake will just bounce back in time because the fight is still 3 months away, you need to understand a few things. First off, this fight has been brewing for Quite a while. The clash between the seasoned boxing legend Mike Tyson and the brash newcomer Jake Paul is more than just a fight, it's a spectacle that promises fireworks. This bout is set to be one of the most talked about events in the boxing calendar, with the build-up involving a mix of trash talk, strategic mind games, and a significant age and experience gap. The Tyson vs. Paul fight has all the ingredients for an explosive showdown. Now let's get personal. Mike Tyson, despite his intimidating presence and legendary status, has been battling health issues. Specifically, Tyson has been dealing with an ulcer. It requires careful management and can significantly impact physical capabilities. Despite this, Tyson has shown remarkable resilience and determination to get back in top shape for the fight against Jake Paul. His journey back to the ring battling through his health issues is a testament to his unyielding spirit and love for the sport. Jake Paul, on the other hand, hasn't exactly shown much empathy towards Tyson's condition. In fact, Jake's remarks have been nothing short of insensitive. Jake bluntly stated that he couldn't wait for sick people to recover, and that he was ready to fight anyone anytime. This comment was a thinly veiled dig at Tyson's health struggles, showcasing Jake's disregard for the challenges faced by his opponent. Such remarks have only fueled the tension between the two fighters, adding another layer of drama to their upcoming bout. Adding fuel to the fire, Jake Paul's defiance has been on full display against Tyson's advice. Jake went ahead and fought Mike Perry on July 20, 2024. Tyson had advised Jake to focus on their upcoming fight and avoid any unnecessary risks, but Jake, true to his impulsive nature, ignored this seasoned advice. "You know, I'm not in the gym just to be in the gym. I love to put it on the line. I love to take risks. I love to do big events, and I love this. I love every aspect of this, and he's a dangerous man." He was adamant about taking the per fight, prioritizing his immediate desire for action over strategic preparation for the big match. This decision wasn't just about ignoring advice. It was a clear indication of Jake's rebellious and reckless attitude. So what are the implications of Jake's actions for the November fight? For starters, Jake's bout with Perry left